If you've got a LCD or LED TV, then you'll know that the speakers in them are not exactly, well, they don't exactly pump the volume out, so to speak. And the reason for that is there's no space for big speakers, so you don't get that richness in sound. And that's why soundbars are so popular. Now, this is my daughter's TV. I've got another soundbar down in the main TV viewing room, which I'll show you. So this is a Samsung soundbar, quite a lot meatier. Wasn't £60 odd either, it was £250. Down in the corner there, you've got a huge subwoofer. You've got a 2-channel thing there, and I've got another 2 speakers for the back. So that's a 5-channel system. The soundbar that we're looking at is a 2-channel system, so a stereo system. But what I've got her so that she can listen to her music when she's got the music channels on, or ramp it up a bit when she's got a film on, is this new soundbar. Now, 30 watts, and although I haven't fitted it yet, it looks extremely easy. Let me just go through what you get. So you've got the soundbar itself, which is a 1-piece one, and on the back there are 2 brackets if you want to hang it on the wall, and they're as simple can be. They're the type where you put 2 screws into the wall and then just hang it on and drop it slightly. So that's how you fix it. Rubber feet if it's sitting in front of the TV like this is going to. You've got your connections here, if you can see them if I zoom in. Not the brightest of rooms, but let's just see. So here is the connection for the optical, which is what I'll be using. You've got your power socket there, and that's your auxiliary connector. There's quite a few different ways to connect it to the TV or other sources, and I'll run through those. You've also got 2 other connections here. Now, that one is for just a standard auxiliary connector, the type that you get on phones and other audio devices. And you've got a slot there for a, you can see if it comes in. Yeah, so that's your auxiliary connector socket, and that's your micro SD card socket there. So there's lots of different ways to actually to play things through it as well. If I put that down, you get your instruction manual. You get an optical cable, like I said, which is what we're going to be using. There's the power cable to power it up. Various different connectors, none of which I'm going to be using. So this one is if you wanted to connect it to your phone, for example, or a PC. So anywhere that's got the earplug type one. A phono type connector there, and that would go into say one type of television. You've got a left and a right, and then you connect it with these into the soundbar. So all pretty straightforward. The only thing that you don't get is batteries to go into the remote. So I've had to find a couple of batteries and pop those in. But there's the remote, nice and straightforward. Power, mute, volume up, down, fast forward, skip to next, play, pause. Like these swap the inputs, so you've got a Bluetooth, that's for your micro SD card, auxiliary, coaxial, and optical. Right, let's get this set up. Through the dimensions first. So the TV is a 32-inch screen. So that gives you an idea of it in comparison. And across it's 31.5 inches. So it doesn't look out of place, and would probably go up to about a 44, 48 without looking out of place. Let's get the power to it and the connections. So first of all, I'm going to get the optical cable. Now that is about 4.5 foot. And as you can see, optical cable. What you've got to do with these is you just flip those off. I'll try putting them in without them. And if your TV, I'll just move that out of the way a moment. If your TV has got an optical socket, like this one has, it's just the digital audio out, which basically means it's going out from the TV and to whichever device you've got. And these are keyed, they'll only go in one way, so you just need to make sure that you've got the right way. Can't force it if it won't go. So it's making sure that you've got the key right. There we go, so that's in there, and that's literally the only connection that you've got to do. Put the TV back. Remember what I said, the optical connectors there, again keyed. You just need to make sure that you get it the right way. That just clicks in there, that's it. Move that out of the way. Right. Let my daughter tidy this up. Her bedroom. Right. Here's the power that I put in earlier on. That goes in there like that. And that is it connected. Right, now 2 ways of controlling it. So your first way is the remote control, but your other way of controlling it is on the side here. I'll just disconnect these and show you. So what you've got here, it's rubberized, so it's nice and easy to touch. You've got plus and minus for the volume, which are raised so you can tell what you're touching. You've got an on-off button there, and this swaps between the different modes. So connect it back up again. Okay. I'm going to use the remote control. Okay, so there's a bit of setting up of the TV depending what model you've got, what manufacturer. I'll just go through what I'm having to do with this. So I've connected the optical cord, I've put the power lead to the soundbar. This is the remote, as I said, to the soundbar, and to turn it on, you just press that, and there's a tiny light on the side. You can, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just lighting something up on my finger there. Really tiny light. So I'll just leave that there for a moment. So we've got that switched on, but now if I turn the volume up on the TV, so
MTV's bringing you a brand new reality show that's a breath of fresh air.
Right.
Featuring an entire cast of blue blood. The Royal World.
So that's it turned up to its max. There wasn't exactly any distortion, but there wasn't any clarity either. Right, so we need to now get the output going through the optical to the soundbar. And to do that, so with the Samsung for example, go into settings, press that. On the screen, you've got picture, sound, network, etc, etc. You need to come down to sound. Then you need to go across to select speaker, and currently it's on TV speaker. So if we select that, and then we need to come down to, we're not playing it via Bluetooth, although I'm sure we could do. We're going to do it through the optical output. So down to that, press enter, and now that's what's been selected. So I shall go out of there and back to the screen. There we go. Right. Now, instead of using volume controls for the TV, we'll use the volume controls for this. So I'll switch it over to optical to start off with, just in case it isn't already. Oh, there we go. Right, so it wasn't switched to optical, that's why nothing was playing. So you switch the TV to optical out and you switch the soundbar to optical in. I'm going to turn it up. I don't think you'll be able to tell what I can experience here, just purely because it's going through a phone, then it's being uploaded to YouTube or something like that, and then it's being played through your PC. So let's just turn it up and see. Right, so it's not booming loud, but what it is, it's got bass to it, which is what the TV didn't have. And depending what TV you've got, it could be even worse than the Samsung. So you're getting a more rounded sound from the soundbar. You pay more for a soundbar, you'll get bigger wattage. This is 30 watts, so it's loud, but it's not going to start vibrating the windows. And you've also got your volume controls on the side here, up and down. So take it down. There's 4 speakers in there, 2 tweeters and 2 bass ones, or subwoofers. Obviously they're not the subwoofers that you get on maybe a 5-channel soundbar. So this is a 2-channel soundbar, and what that basically means is you've got a left and a right, so you'll hear everything in stereo as long as the output's in stereo. What you won't be able to do is get the 5 channels, so like your NICAM, you know, where you've got your 5 noises coming out, you've got your subwoofer, you might have your back left and right and your front left and right. So it's a 2-channel one. It's loud enough, except it doesn't shake the windows. You've got all the connections that you'll need to get this up and running. It does do Bluetooth as well. I'm going to try something on Bluetooth. It may be on the video, it may not. But I know that my daughter will be playing from her phone onto it via Bluetooth anyway. So that's basically it. That's all set up. I'm going to let her deal with the cables when she gets home, but for 60 odd pound, it's a decent soundbar. Right, okay, I don't know what I was doing wrong, but it's right now anyway. So if we go back to WAM, in fact, you don't need to use your phone. The phone can be sat down somewhere else. You only need to, if you use the volume buttons here, up and down, I'll just show you. If you do 1 click, it moves up or down, depending whether you're using the volume up or volume down. So if we go up to WAM, and then, right, that's playing. Now so I'll keep my finger on it this time. I'll just mute it. Right, so as you can see, nice and loud on Bluetooth as well. So all's good.